everyone? It is Zach13 here, hosting the 2026 Send It Racing Championship preview show. Now, we are going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk to some riders. We're going to have someone else to help me talk to the riders. We're going to determine all these types of things. We're going to talk to people who have red plate, who moved over to what class or different class, different teams, all of that stuff. So, we're excited to get this thing started, and we will go ahead and talk to Fortnite first, the owner of Red Bull KTM. Alright, so we're here with Fortnite here today. He is racing the 250 class and for SX and the 450 class for MX, and also the owner of Red Bull KTM. So, Fortnite, when, how do you, or are you ready for the new season?
I'm feeling pretty good. I've got some time to practice on the 250. It's been a really long time since I rode the 250, but I'm starting to get the feel of it. And, I just want to ride the 250 before I close out my career. So I'm going to race the 250 class one last time and
Yeah.
450s and outdoors and for SMX.
All right. Now let's talk about your team a little bit. You have Nitro racing the 450 class, and then also Harry racing the 450 class, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Nitro, after turning pro, he was testing out the 450 on the compound, and he said he was liking how he feels on the 450, and so he made the choice to move up to the 450 class, and I was fine with it because I want to see, because I know he can do good on the 450. First year is not going to go so well. It's pretty common, but he'll he'll get more used to it, and more results will start showing further into his premier debut.
All right.
Harry,
Oh,
he's probably the tip of the spear since Harry's up. Sorry for the voice crack, but Harry's like one of our fast guys on the team, and he's one of the important aspects on the team. And I feel like we can do pretty solid. We could get some solid results with Harry on the team, especially in the 450 class. And so yeah, I'm pretty confident with our lineup right now.
so for this upcoming season, you don't really have to deal with Nate as much, but you do have to deal with Toxic and Dylan on AO KTM. So, and then you also have Yeet, Tucker, and King for uh, PC Cowie. So there's a lot of interesting matches, and I want to know, are you ready to compete against them, or do you feel you're not ready yet?
I feel like I can. I feel like I've been ready to compete with them. It's just the consistency is just what I need to work on. I got speed. I just don't have the consistency to keep up because every time when we start battling, I start losing focus and the stress just gets to me and I start losing the consistency, and then that's where the mistakes happen. And so but yeah, I feel like this upcoming 2026 Send It season, I feel like I can be up there.
And one final thing before we move on to the next person. How do you feel how do you feel about your results for the 25 season and going into the SMX?
I feel pretty confident knowing that I still have a shot at the SMX championship. I just need to work more on my consistency and my timing, especially in the rhythms and the outdoor sections. From what I've seen and from the track maps and stuff, I think I can make up more time in the motocross parts rather than the supercross sections. But overall, I'm feeling pretty confident with the results, and hopefully I can win that championship. But they're slim. The chances are slim, but They're never zero.
All right, well, excited to see you on the KTM for one more year. We will go ahead and see you at the opener at A1.
All right, thank you.
All right, so now that we got that out of the way, we have a few things to talk about. So, Fortnite we talked to Fortnite a little bit about how his team worked, or how his team was riding, and some of the placements he had. So Fortnite, he basically was saying that his team was good, ready to go. Um, have a little bit of a change, having Nitro from the 250 go to the 450 within just his first year of racing is really a big change, which I find pretty interesting. I figured he'd stay in the 450 class for this next year with Harry and just have Nitro race the 250 class. But with the change, it's kind of different, and I'm excited to see what type of changes they will have going into the next season. Alright, so now let's go ahead and talk about or go to, I believe Carson is next, so let's go talk to him. All right, so we now have Carson here with us. Fortnite's going to be my little co-host here. Carson, you did very well for the 25 SX season, getting the win
Uh-oh.
in 250 East and now having one plate. How do you feel going into the round defending it?
I'm pretty excited, coming into 2025 season. It was a big learning year for me. Came in, I thought I was gonna be able to beat Toxic, but turns out Toxic's still a lot faster than me. So when he got injured, it was pretty big for me, and I was able to pull away points and manage to get the championship. So I'm pretty excited for 2026.
All right. How are you feeling on the Kawasaki? Correct, you're on pro circuit.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good on the Kawasaki. I'm pretty excited for the team. Big things coming.
All right. How do you think you're gonna? All right, let's put some perspective into this. How do you think you're gonna do going into the first round of the east side of the Supercross Championship?
I'm just gonna go out there and try my hardest after the gate drop. Try and see if I can bring home the win for the East opener, and
All
hopefully
right,
maybe be able to defend the title.
all right. You got pretty good competition in the East division. You've got, if I'm
Yeah,
correct, let me go look real quick at the list. We got for East, we have you got Otter, you got Logan, you got it's not that many riders, but you also got me in the East. So you got Otter, uh, Logan, me, and Traven. It's pretty good. It's a pretty, I say, would be a stacked, sort of in the East Division. But considering that you're pretty good on Supercross and you won the championship, I'm assuming that would like give you some motivation to keep trying your hardest and maybe go for a back-to-back title.
yeah, back-to-back title would be amazing. Some good competition. I think there'll be some pretty good battles out there in the 2026 season.
How you feeling going into SMX?
A little bit nervous, coming off of a pro motocross and the Supercross championship. I think the expectations are gonna be pretty high. I'm just gonna go out there and try and do my best.
All right.
Okay, well, I
Do you,
have. Uh,
one more question.
okay.
Do you have any plans moving up to the premier class soon?
Haven't really put too much thought into moving up to the premier class, but we'll see how SMX goes and see how this next Supercross season goes. Might be moving up to the premier class for 450 next season.
All right.
Alrighty. Thank you for answering my questions. Zach,
Yep.
go ahead.
And I have one more for you. So, you transferred from KL Designs KTM to Pro Circuit Kawasaki. It's a really big change from going to a steel frame to an aluminum frame. So I want to know how you're feeling with the bike and how your teammates are.
I think everyone's adapting pretty good. Everyone that moved over from the steel frame, bikes are feeling pretty good. We got Catwood to dial in the suspension and make the engines good. Mod out the bikes and make sure everyone's feeling comfortable for the next few seasons here.
All right, well, thank you for joining today for our little interview. We will go ahead and see you SMX and at the I think it's Arlington is when we show or when we see you next.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you for having me.
All right. So we talked to Carson a little bit. He was having, I want to say, fun with his new team going from the aluminum frame to the or steel frame to the aluminum frame. So, which it can be a really big change just because the aluminum frame is a lot lighter. So the bike will feel a little bit lighter, but the Cowie is a little on the heavy side just because of all its components. Um, and he said that he was doing good in practice. The bike felt the way he wanted it to, which can overall change, I feel like. So he can race or practice, everything can go perfectly fine. And then come race day, everything just falls apart. He didn't do as good as he wants to. The bike wasn't reacting the way he wanted it to. And it just shows how much things can change depending on the environment and the way everything's like placed. But overall, his team's good, his bike's good, everything. According to him, everything was absolutely perfect and ready to go for the 26th season. Anyways, let's go ahead and go talk to Harry. That's also on Red Bull KTM. Let's get his point of view on the bike. All right, so we are here with the number 22 of Harry. It seemed like you decided to go into retirement for a little bit, going into the motocross season, and now you're back ready to go on Red Bull KTM. How's the team feeling for you?
So far, feeling pretty good. Getting the bike dialed in, practicing on Supercross, and getting better every day. Kind of is just working on myself for the past couple of weeks and stuff. So it's been hard. Had to have surgery on my leg. Just been having to have work on my leg and stuff, and just been chipping away at that.
No. Oh no! I meant, hold on. I gotta deal with this.
Okay, Okay, so uh, I think last time we saw you, you were on the Yamaha for SX on and for the SX season. You decided to do a switch from 250 to 450 and in between the SX and MX season, but didn't show up for any of the races. So, you said that you got your, I think it was your leg that you broke your leg. So I want to know how that happened.
So it's just like motocross, and things happen, and went over a jump, just freaking endoed, and it's just history from there.
Okay. So
Alright, yeah, I have a question.
okay.
Alright, so Harry, making the switch from Yamaha to the Austrian bike, obviously, might have been a weird the feeling must have been weird at first, but how are you feeling so far? I've heard
Uh,
you said you feel good, but how are you feeling overall on the bike, and where do you think you can get from there during racing?
well, I think the only thing is with me is just trying to ride like ease into it, and see how I'm just moving up from the 250. I'm used to just hanging the 250 out, so just got to get used to kind of stretching the gears out on this 450, using them more wisely, and try not to clutch it as much, and just get used to the gearing as it's different. And also I've got to hit the bigger gaps as King and Yeet, they get away not because they're fast in the corners, because they're the ones hitting the big gaps. I've noticed that whilst watching when I used to go on the 250 Ascend It series. So yeah, just need to get used to that. But apart from that, it feels good. Trying to get used to obviously the suspension. Obviously felt good with the Yamaha, so hopefully it's not too hard to get used to this KTM suspension.
Alrighty. And how are you feeling with your teammates when you go out there and practice in the compound?
I feel pretty good. I feel like I've got some nice teammates. You know, Nitro, good friend of mine. Haven't really rode with the other guys yet, but yeah, no, feeling pretty good. I feel like we've got a good lineup, and I feel like it's going to be a good season.
All right.
Good to know.
All right. I have a question. So, you. Oh, dang it! I might have forgot it. um. So obviously we talked about your team and all of that. But are you fully committed to race the full 25 rounds for for this season?
Well, obviously, I try my best, and that's all what I always do. Obviously, time zones are different, so it's always, you know, it'll be like 9 o'clock for you guys, and it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning for me. So, you know, I always try my best to make it to these rounds, and sometimes it's harder to get to them. But yeah, I'm gonna try be committed and try to get a 450 championship for Red Bull.
And one final question before we let you go. There's obviously the other factors. So you have Nitro racing with you as your teammate for the 450 class, and then you and Nitro are also racing up against PT Cowie and I'm pretty sure an AO KTM rider. So do you feel like you're there to compete with those guys, or you feel like you can try but you probably won't get there at the beginning?
Well, you know, with me, I just hate losing. So if I see that someone's beating me like King or Yi, I'll work at that, and that's something that I just do. As recently, I've been working in the compound. I've been breaking my lap times down. I've been hitting bigger gaps and just focusing on like most people I'll see will go in the compound to spin laps. So I don't really do that. I'll spin like a lap or two, and then wherever I make mistakes, I'll just go over on that bit. But I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm going to beat Yeeter King at the start of the season, and I'll obviously everyone knows that because you know they're the top guys. But you know, as I start chipping away and seeing, look, they're getting faster there and they're getting better lines here. You know, say if they come around and lap me, I'll just try follow their lines and then just try get consistent in that, and then I'll like just try and just get better as the season goes on.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the interview, and we will see you come this SMX season and also the A1.
Yep.
So we talked a little bit to Harry, as you saw from the thing. It's basically the same thing as Carson. Bike felt good, new bike, new team. Switching from the Yamaha to the KTM, obviously another huge change. So there's a lot of things that can happen. Again, like I said before, two different environments. But Harry overall does feel good on the bike. His team, perfect. His teammates, perfect. Everything that he's talked about was just absolutely perfect. I didn't see any flaws in what, or saying anything was bad about the team. So him saying that is just a really good to hear, especially with such a big change. I went through a couple changes myself, Suzuki, Kawasaki, KTM. I think I even went Yamaha at one point, but yeah. So again, a lot of big changes. It just overall depends on if you want to win or if you have the willpower to win. And obviously he does. He's ready to go for the or the at A1. So let's go ahead and go talk to now King.
Oh
All
yeah,
right,
I
so
just realized you're doing all the champs.
yep. All right, so we got King, the winner of the 450 2025 450 SX and MX championship, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
All right. So we obviously you went from KTM to Cowie. So I want to know like what the difference is between the two.
I mean, not that much of a difference. I mean, we messed with the Cowie as much as we could to make it fit with me and like my riding style, and I think we made it just right for Supercross, and I think we're ready. And yeah, I like it. I like it way more in the KTM. I think I'm ready. and I think I'm gonna win. I think I will.
All right. So, you um, so obviously you have Tucker, Yeet, and I think that's it in the 450 class that are racing with you on the same team as you. So you're basic. So I want to know if they have changed at all, or if you guys all together have changed as a team.
I've heard Ocean Fin might end up popping out, and hold on, I'm popping a freaking blow pop mini.
Alright, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, they're all around the same level as me, and we've always been around the same level, and I think it's gonna be some fun battles, and we've been battling on the compound a good bit, getting prepped for Supercross, and the battles have been pretty good. So I think we'll be battling out for the championship, and it'll be pretty fair. And a good show for everybody.
What? Oh yeah. So how are you feeling making the switch from an Austrian branded machine to a Japanese bike? How are you feeling after making that switch almost midway through the Send It series?
Man, we were like midweek. We were like panicking. It was probably it was right after the race. It's like Saturday, or no, I think it was like Thursday. I made the decision. Went to Cowie. We had a week to prep the bike. Got a pretty good setup, and I like the Cowie. I I I don't know. We basically just put all freaking factory parts on it. It's like freaking modded out. And I like it. And it's way better than the KTM. Like, I mean, this is the thing. If I had a KTM and it was like modded out and was like and it like had everything on it and it was like good, then I mean, yeah, it'd be as good as the Cowie. But like my Cowie has like a good pipe, good bars, like everything. I'm really really comfortable on the bike. Feel really really good going into Supercross.
All right. And you think that okay, so we obviously know practice and racing are two different things. Obviously when you're practicing you're riding against people that you know and you know their riding style and how they react or how they act during racing, like their aggression and stuff. Do you think you can like compare those two to like people you race against? For example, in the Supercross main events, you're racing against guys that are completely different riding styles and different mindsets.
Well, I mean, teammates that I have, I've been training with Julian a good bit. I've been training with Carson. Carson just won 250 for Sindit. And we've just been getting prepped for SMX, and I've just been kind of watching them, and I think battling with them and all the time and just battling with the 250 guys and trying to help them has kind of made me faster. And like, I don't know, made me seek out for like more line choices and like try to be more consistent, and like it's kind of helped me out. And hopefully I can see most of those guys in the 450 class soon. That'd be pretty cool. But I mean, yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
I have one more question. If so, obviously you have the original. I want to know how you feel against versing like Harry and Nitro from Red Bull KTM.
I mean, Harry is pretty good. Harry would be like, I think Nitro is probably, I hate to be like that, but I think Nitro is going to be back of the pack. I really wish that you would put Toxic and Dylan up. I mean, at least Dark, because Dark won a 450 championship. I think that he should have to stay up, but That's just my opinion. But yeah. But I mean, Harry is he's a good battle. He's fast, but I don't know. I feel like he just cracks under the pressure.
All right. Well, uh, Fortnite, do you have one more question? Are you good?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you, King, for having this little interview with us. We are excited to see you for the SMX races and also the A1.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So, talking with King, perfect. Fortnite, absolute amazing with helping me ask questions I didn't even think of asking. But his racing, he's excited to race against Harry and Nitro and a lot of including his teammates and other riders. I just to him, I think he has too much confidence heading into A1 because he's saying that Nitro's gonna end up in the back. He's making these predictions like he already knows what's gonna happen. Now, of course, he kind of said in a questionable voice, but um, with the way he normally acts, I kind of feel like that's more of him being direct, saying that Nitro will be in the back. Harry, he'll do good, but he doesn't think that he'll beat him, and which I think is very interesting because Harry rides great, fantastic. Now during SX on when he was on Team USA with me and Gage, he wasn't exactly there on par with King and Toxic. He was a little bit slower, but I still feel like if he has the consistency and speed dialed, he will be perfectly fine heading into A1 and showing off on the bat that he is competitive and has the willpower to win. So, anyways, I think that's gonna be it for the interviews because it's still late, but or a very long video. But last thing I want to point out, uh, Fortnite, his team, or all these teams, all these riders that we've talked to, as to perfection. I know we've talked about Nitro a lot since he moved to went from 250 to 450 really quickly. Nitro, he's there. Like he's at that level where he can compete with the 450 class. He's just I don't think his consistency is there. His speed, raw speed, everything's there, just like Fortnite, but the consistency is not there. It's not even close. So I feel like he needs to focus on the consistency more than he does speed. And I feel like the KTM can help him complete that, but at the same time it can't. Um anyways, so glad I was able to talk or create this video for you guys so you guys know what's happening. First round of Send It will be February or like first week of February. Um, SMX will be will be the Mondays before, and then the 125 series will go ahead and be every Thursday starting February for like 6 rounds, and then we're done. But anyways, thank you guys for showing up or listening in, and we will go ahead and see you guys at either SMX, that's going to start within a couple weeks, or at A1.